we are focusing on understanding architecture of Power BI. What does it mean? What is the meaning of a architecture of it? How it is created exactly? As I mentioned to you earlier, that Power BI is actually very flexible because of its architecture itself. So to understand this, you need to understand it is actually made up of three different components. The very first component in Power BI that we have is Power BI Desktop. So you will be working with Power BI Desktop application. This is a free application for Windows. That means if you are using any other operating system like Mac, you won't be able to download this Power BI application in that. It is available for Windows for you. The another component of Power BI architecture that we have is Power BI Service. And the third component that we have is Power BI Mobile App. These are the three different components that actually build up the entire architecture for you under your Power Platform. Now, to create this thing, we need to understand about the responsibilities of each. Like, what is the responsibility of this Power BI Desktop? What is the responsibility of Power BI Service? And what is the responsibility of this Power BI mobile application? What does it mean exactly? So we have an option to work with different responsibilities. If you are responsible for doing a create task, if you want to create a date, create your data, if you want to create your report, whatever creation you want to make, it is advisable create in Power BI Desktop. When time will come when you want to distribute the things, you can distribute using Power BI service. And when you want to access, one of the easiest way to access your reports is through mobile application. But the difference is in this access part of it, it is only in read permission. Even if you want to make certain changes, small changes, you're not allowed to do it. If you want to make the changes, either you can do it from Power BI Desktop or you will be able to do it from Power BI service, not from your mobile app, mobile application. Power BI service is nothing but your online website. This is your cloud technology online website it is. Power BI mobile application is available for all of those operating systems, like it is available for iOS as well as for Android. You can simply go to App Store or Play Store and download your Power BI mobile application from there. When you will log in using the same credentials, you will be able to access all of your reports that is available in your Power BI service. As I mentioned, when we are working with Power BI, so it is made up of three important components. The one that we have is Power BI desktop application. The second one that we have is Power BI service. This is your online website or the cloud support that we have. And the third option that we have is Power BI mobile app. So if you work with your desktop application, it is a free application that is available for Windows only. You can work with the online site. You can directly go to app.powerbi.com. When we go to this site, this will give you access to your Power BI service, the cloud support of it. And from there, you're allowed to distribute the things. That means out of all of my responsibilities, where they all will fit in, like where I can make use of all of these things. So as we know, we are supposed to perform certain tasks, that is prepare, model, visualize, analyze, and manage. So as a part of desktop, you can easily prepare your data set, you can model it, you can visualize it, you can analyze it. Once all of these tasks are done, you have to publish. And the moment you will publish your report, it is going to be available inside your Power BI service. Is this making sense? It is like I click some picture, I'm uploading my picture on Instagram. So whatever picture I have, I can edit that picture and do some stuff with that particular picture on my local, and then I will publish it so that it will be available on Instagram. So once I have the things ready on my local, I will publish it so that it will be available on cloud. And if something is available on cloud, don't you think it is 24/7 available on that particular place? If you have internet, you can access it and get access to that particular file from anywhere. And for that thing, either you can open your browser, log into Power BI service, then you will be able to see your report that you have published, or you can go to your mobile application and there also you'll be able to access your reports. In case of your Power BI service, that is your app.powerbi.com, what are those responsibilities you have? You are responsible over here. The important task is create. You are supposed to create the things. If you are able to create using your Power BI desktop, that means I can perform all of these tasks that is required. But in terms of your Power BI service, you are responsible for distribute. And when we try to distribute the things, you are having access to visualize the things, analyze, you can manage. So be really sure that these are the three tasks that you can easily perform inside your Power BI service as well. That means it doesn't like I don't need to all the time create my reports and analyze it in my Power BI desktop. If you like let's say Lauren and Masha, you guys are working in a team, and Lauren is actually performing the task related to data preparation and modeling. So once you have completed these two things, you can publish it and make your prepared data set available on Power BI service so that Marcia can easily use that prepared data set and start creating the visuals and do other rest tasks as a data analyst. And that's where we say there are two parts of it, right? You have power like this prepare and model, and you have visualize, analyze, and manage part. So these are the two different areas. So when you are preparing your data, it can be done also. And when you are preparing your visual, this can be done also. So visualization is not limited to be done inside your Power BI desktop only, but there is an obligation. If your data set is containing some anomalies and you need to prepare your data, there is no other choice. In case of that, you have to go with Power BI desktop application because this is the only app where you get an option for preparation and modeling. It makes sense?
Yeah.
So what does it mean exactly for this preparation and modeling? We'll be talking about that. Whenever we try to prepare our data or model the data, we are actually talking about performing an ETL. Have you heard about ETL process before? What does it mean? Okay, no problem. So ETL stands for, ETL is acronym, it stands for extract, transform, load. There is one more term which is quite popular nowadays, that is ELT. And ELT stands for extract, load, transform. That means it's just a matter of reversing these two steps, which one you want to perform first. If you go with ETL process or ELT, both of the things, what are they exactly? If you talk about these things, both ETL or ELT is the preparation of your data. This is a process. What is ETL? Both ETL and ELT processes. I can mention processes are the preparation of your data in Power BI. Inside your Power BI, if you have seen this thing, let me just show you the interaction of this. But before I move ahead with this thing, what is the meaning of ETL? What is the difference between ETL and ELT? It is important for me to help you understand this like architecture first of all. So if I have this Power BI desktop, you can see this is the icon. I can simply click on this icon to open this app. Click on blank report to look at this UI part of it. If you have interacted with this Power BI application before, you must be aware about the UI of it. If not, it is quite similar to all of the other Power BI, like other Microsoft applications. On the top, you have some ribbons to play with, right? On the left-hand side, you have some buttons, like some different views of the data. On right-hand side of it, you have got some buttons for playing with this filters. You can play with this option of visualization, data and all. We got some options to play around like top, left, right, and bottom. What are these things? I can just take a screenshot of this to explain about these things better. In all of these parts, on your right hand side, first of all, taking to the top. On your top, this area is your ribbon area on the top of it. Second area that you have is your left hand side window where you have got these four important views. The third important area that you have is on the right hand side of it that talks about some data and visualization pane for you. The fourth important section is your bottom where you can change the view in mobile layout and desktop layout as well as work with the pages. And the last but not the least is your body where your actual tasks or canvas is going to perform. So I'm taking a copy of this and let me just paste it out for you. I open Word editor because OneNote is misbehaving. I can paste it over here, right? I can simply increase the size of this so that I can show you like this. Okay. Now in this thing, what are those areas? The very first area that we have is your ribbon. The second area is containing these four sections. They are, I can say, multi-perspective view of your data. These four are the different views, multi-perspective view of your data. If you want to look at the same data that you have extracted, the data that you have imported inside your Power BI, if you want to look at the same data with different views to understand better about the data, you can work with these four different views. The very first view that you have is report view. What does it mean? It will help you to look at the visual part of your data. You can add some charts, some bar chart, column chart, line chart, pie chart, all of those kind of charts you can add so that you can visualize your data in the report format. So this is the very first view, that is report view. Second view that we have is table view. That if you want to look at your data in the form of a table, right, the raw table just to understand what how many rows you have and what values you have. So you can view the data in the form of a table over here. The third view that you have is model view. This view is going to show you the model schema so that you can understand the connection between your tables. If you have got three tables and how the tables are connected, if I have got three tables and they are connected like this, so this kind of picture is going to be like shown up under this model view so that you can understand how all of these tables are now connected. So you will be able to test that particular thing inside your model view. Is this thing clear?
Yep.
The fourth view is your DAX query view. This view is going to tell you about some functions without it even writing down the actual measure. If you want to just check it out, that if I'll do some calculation, what values we are getting in, so that we can decide that, okay, this seems correct. I can add this particular measure calculation, some sort of calculations in my report or some sort of calculations in my data. So you can just try it out over there. Like it's a kind of playground where a function box will be given to you. You can just write down your all of the queries and retrieve some data from your data, from this, all of these data tables or data sources, so that you will be able to extract some values. Like let's say I want to find out sum of sales, just to know what is the total sum we have. And if that value is making sense, I can decide that I want to do the real calculation using this so that I can present it on my report view. So if you look at this Power BI, you have got the very first view as a report view, second as table view, third as model view, fourth as DAX query view. If I click on this in the report view, on this page, you will be able to add your visuals, your charts, and all of these things. While in your table view, all of the data that you will be loading is going to be available in the table format over here. In model view, you will be able to visualizing the connection between your tables. And in your DAX query view, this is like a playground where you can write down your DAX queries to check the results. And if you feel like that is what you want to add, you can click on update model with changes. So it will be added inside your data model, inside your semantic model for you. This is the way of interacting with your like reports. In this, on the right hand side of it, you have some sections like filters, visualization. They will help you in playing with different options. If you want to add more options inside of it, you can simply go inside the view tab and manage. If you want to add more views on the same page, so similar to this, more such arrow buttons and those elements will be added for you from the view section. For example, if I come inside of this, come to view, I want to add bookmarks also. You can see bookmark is also added. I want to add selections. So this selection is also added. I want to add performance analyzer, sync slicer. So you can add or remove these things. If you don't want it, you can simply remove all of these parts. I hope it is clear that you can manage this right-hand side UI interface of it, that whatever things you feel like you will be using it, you can add it. Otherwise, you can remove that part. You have the bottom where you will get an option to add more pages, because report is not just limited to one page. You can have multiple page report. So just click on plus to add more pages in your report. You can double click on this to rename this page. And over here, you have got an option of desktop view and mobile layout. If the same report will be open in mobile, how it will look like. If you want to manage that thing, like changing the size and shape and other things in your mobile layout, you're good to go with that. You can definitely do it over here. If the size is not that great for you, you can resize it using this like slider option for resizing it that is given to you. The moment your data would be available, this publish button will again will come up. Right now, this publish button is disabled. Reason being, you don't have anything to publish. The moment you will add a data, it will assume that you must have prepared your data. And this tool will help you in performing what are those tasks? You can prepare, model, visualize, and analyze. And once these things are done, you will hit publish. But don't you think it is not mandatory to confirm, like do visualize, analyze? Once my preparation and modeling is done, then also I can click on publish and move the things to this cloud under this account. The account with which you are signed in, it will go and look for the license that you have access to Power BI service. If yes, then inside your Power BI service, Power BI desktop will allow you to publish your reports or models. Are you getting this point? This area?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, in this whole discussion of it, we discussed about one very important thing, that now I understand the architecture is containing three important areas. What are those three things? I have Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and Power BI mobile app. But what's the flow of this work? So the flow is quite simple. If you talk about the flow of Power BI working that we have constantly discussed, this is my Power BI desktop. I need to bring the data from data sources. Let's suppose my data is there in Excel file or data is there in SQL server. I need to bring the data. How I can do it? I need connectors for that. I will use connector, a specific type of connector that can help me to bring the data from that data source within my Power BI. Once data is available, I can perform my tasks of preparation, modeling, visualize, analyze, and then I will simply publish. And the moment I will publish, I am publishing two things. I'm publishing Power BI service. Like on my Power BI service, I will be publishing two things. The very first part of it, that is data, the data set, and second part of it, that is visualization, the report. So these two things used to get published whenever we hit publish button because the report is based on data. So both things will go along its way, right? You cannot just share your report. Along with the report, to make your report dynamic, you need to have your data set to be passed along with that. So this is what will be passed. And the moment things are published on cloud, you can easily access it through mobile application. So this is a simple working or the flow of your Power BI, how things will be working out for us. And with this one example, one thing that got introduced that if I will start working in my Power BI desktop, what are those building blocks of a Power BI we have? Building blocks of Power BI. If you look at this scenario carefully, don't you feel that you are actually working with two things? You are working with data set and you are working with visualizations. And exactly these two things are what we have as a building blocks. So very first building block is your data set. And second building block is your report. But just to make it more dynamic, Microsoft has done one like smart play. This data set has given a very branded new name, and the new name is semantic model. This is a data set that we prepare within the context of Power BI. Inside your Power BI environment, when you will create a data set, so that data set is going to be called as semantic model. We have reports. So report has given a different name, that is visualizations. So theoretically, if someone will ask you, what are those building blocks of Power BI? So there are two building blocks of Power BI. We have semantic model and visualization. What is the meaning of semantic model? It is the data set that we prepare within your Power BI desktop. That means once you have completed your preparation and modeling, the final data set that is going to be present inside your Power BI desktop is your semantic model. And report is your final visualization. After all of the formatting and all, once your report is ready, that is what your visualizations are about. Is this thing clear?